I think first of all, compliment to Paul and the women's program. Always hard to win on the road in the Big Ten, so congratulations to the women's team for beating Rutgers and Maryland this weekend, and big day Saturday, obviously with the success of our football team. So shout out to Coach Christ and the whole Badger football team. Awesome, awesome game. Um, we went down to Indiana. We lost 3-1. Top five team. Um, there were moments in the game where we felt like we might have been able to get something out of it, and we tied the game with about 13 and a half minutes left, and unfortunately gave up a set piece goal about 2 minutes later, and then the last goal was with 1 second on the clock. So it wasn't really a 3-1 game. There were parts of the game that we were relatively pleased, and some parts, these are harsh lessons that we're still learning. A lot of guys are realizing little mistakes you can get punished for at this level, and we've decided to add Zach Klansnick. He's a redshirt sophomore to our captain group. Noah Leibold, our senior captain, is really dealing with a tough injury right now, and just felt it would be important to get a little bit more leadership. So yesterday we named Zach as a captain. He's a leader in the backfield for us.
Questions for Coach Trask? Todd?
John, how important is it for your team to get the confidence of just getting a result, getting a positive result and taking that and moving on from that?
Yeah, you look for small victories within a game, obviously, and improvements in the training and those little moments. But yeah, confidence, it would be great to get a win. We play a very good Marquette team tomorrow night here at home, and then we have Maryland as part of the Pack to Mac this weekend. Those will be two tough games. One's a derby, an in-state derby that we take a lot of pride in, and then obviously a defending national champion coming Friday night. You wish you could will the team to a win, but sometimes confidence comes from just doing things a little bit better, and that's really what we're striving for. We're going to show these guys some things on tape today that we just need to do better if we're going to start winning more games than we are right now. And there's other teams. My good friend Damon Rensing at Michigan State, they're 0-4-2 right now, and they're battling the injury bug as well. So, 2-5, we think it could be better, but we've been battling some adversity. In all fairness to the group.
Brian?
How do you get the offense going a little bit? Are you getting chances and just not putting them away, or just not getting enough? You need to generate more offensively.
We do need to generate more, and actually it was nice to get a goal from the run of play. It was well-timed overlap, about 4 or 5 good decisions in a row, very clean technically, great service into the box, great goal by Matthew Kaminsky on a head ball. So we're seeing a few more moments like that. You go down to Bloomington, though. They're 30-0-3 in their last couple years at that stadium. Most teams don't go in there and think they're going to boss the game. I think the stats ended up like 15-3 in shots. I would have loved it if it was 14-7, but to think that we were going to go down there and have 25 shots against a caliber team like that at their place Friday night, no one does. Notre Dame played them on Tuesday night there and gave up 25 shots. So in some ways, there were some markers that were pretty positive for us. It's just that, once again, I said it last week, those barometers, you find a way to claw back, and you're 1-1 with a team that's been in the Final Four, that is electric at home. There's 13 minutes left in the game. Can you get that game to overtime? Can you squeak out of there with a 1-1 result? Can you find a moment like we did a lot of times last year and catch them in surprise in overtime and walk out with a win? Sometimes that's easier said than done, but we weren't far off. We had tied the game late in the game, and then just to kind of, excuse my French, but piss it away, was a little frustrating.
Jay?
John, I think a lot of people have a sense of what the Wisconsin-Marquette rivalry is in men's basketball. Give us a sense of what the Wisconsin-Marquette rivalry is like in men's soccer.
First of all, they're in our state, Milwaukee, Madison. A lot of their kids would have been kids that were on our radar and vice versa. They've got a lot of Chicago kids. They've got some in-state kids. And it's always been a healthy battle, whether we play them at their place or at our place. We play it every year. They're in the Big East. They've got a good RPI. They're a good program. We play UWM as well. Those are the two in-state games that we always have on our schedule, and it will be a tough game. The kids, I think, really look forward to it. We've had a bit of the upper hand the last couple of years. We've won 3 straight. I don't remember that being the case in my 9 years here. Usually it swings in roundabouts, so we've had a little good run. Hopefully the guys will take pride in that and get ready for an excellent match tomorrow night.
Todd?
Have you taken the temperature of the team just to see? I mean, are they still with everything? Do they still have that fire to make things happen? You talk about the injuries, and that takes a toll on guys. Has it taken a toll on the team in spirit, I guess?
Yeah, I think it has. You could talk about losses or you could talk about lost players. Kids like to win, and they're impressionable. We can't get caught up in that right now. We need to strive to get better. If we get better, then results could come. That is the interesting part when you're going through something like this as a staff and as a group of players. They're as much a part of it as we are, in fact, more in the game of soccer. They've been pretty resilient. As I said, it was not a 3-1 game. It was probably a 2-1 game. There's no shame in that result, but how do you get that to turn in your favor? And, we've not shown a lot of tape the last couple weeks of ourselves. We're going to show some tape today of some things that we just think we've got to get back to the basics. And I think fundamentals, how we defend, what we do in certain situations, you got to have a baseline to work off of. We can always add more. Now it's making sure that everybody's on the same page in those critical moments of a soccer match. And that is non-negotiable. Either the guys are going to do it or we will put other guys on the field. I'm expecting a good response this week because there were some things that have been slipping a little bit, and it's being pointed out to them.